Just got back from Kroger with my Thanksgiving beer lineup. So growing up, Thanksgiving typically had wine, red, white, and maybe some beers thrown into the corner. That's like a Bud Light, Blue Moon, and a Yingling. But there are just so many different wonderful beers that pair with a lot of this home-cooked kind of style food, like the turkey and the green bean casserole and the gravy and the macaroni and cheese, and of course all the desserts. Now when it comes to pairing, there are so many different options that a lot of these beers go with that it can sometimes be overwhelming to pair all these foods specifically. So I wanted to kind of break this down into 3 sections. The turkey, of course, the sides, and the desserts. Let's go. The turkey. So when it comes to the turkey, my recommendation, hands down, is the brown ale. This goes really well with the turkey, mainly because when you have the turkey in the oven, it's like caramelizing and getting crispy skin. And the brown ale just kind of has a lot of these malty, caramely flavors already with it, and it pairs really well with turkey, with gravy, and the mashed potatoes as well, the macaroni and cheese, and the cornbread, and all the rolls, and oh my goodness, yes. Brown ales are really where it's at, especially when you're going for the turkey. Now, the sides. Now the sides can get a little complicated because of the amount of sides that are out there. You got the green bean casserole, the cranberry sauce, the creamed corn, the stuffing, the devil's eggs, the mashed potatoes, the sweet potatoes. You got salty things, you got sweet things. And my recommendation, hands down, for just kind of a blanket for a lot of this would be the Kölsch. The Kölsch is a light beer that just elevates whatever you're eating, especially anything salty and kind of has like subtle complex flavors like some vegetables. This beer really just is the Robin to the Batman. It does not take away, whereas I feel like sometimes lagers and pilsners will kind of counter and just like wipe away the flavors, where this kind of keeps the flavors, is like the proud mom in the background, just like with the camera, and you know, she's enjoying the show as well. And alternatively, I also would recommend for those subtle, complex flavors, maybe also the sweet flavors as well, would be the golden ale. And I feel like the golden ale also goes really well with vegetables like your green bean casserole, and just is, once again, light, so it's like refreshing and kind of gets you ready for like other different meals. Now, for those sweet sides, like the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows on top, I like to go with Session IPA. I know IPAs are not for everyone, but the strong flavors of the IPA just kind of compete with the sweetness of the sweet potatoes and just elevate both of them. And it kind of just makes this like powerful, flavorful that just like activates all the taste buds on your tongue, and it's just really good. Whereas I feel like having like say a golden ale or a Kölsch with the sweetness has the sweetness overpower it. So this kind of maintains the sweetness and just elevates the sweetness and just kind of makes just an enjoyable meal plus an enjoyable drink. And now we're into the desserts. And now as we get to the desserts, we start to get a little heavier with our drinks. And a lot of the food you're gonna be eating with the desserts ends up being really complicated and sweet, similar to, say, the pumpkin pie with all the spices. And we really want something that just goes really nice and well with that. And so with that, with desserts, anything big, especially pies, I recommend 100% the Stout, the breakfast stout specifically. This is one of my favorites. This is a double chocolate coffee oatmeal stout and goes well with any desserts, especially anything like with pastries and pie crusts and, you know, as it says, coffee and chocolate. And those are the things that you're eating and drinking during that time afterwards. And as you are about to go into your food coma, This is just a great alternative to kind of also bring the night to kind of end, as it's a little more thick and kind of is able to just really just engulf your tongue with all these flavors. But if you're feeling super full, like you ate way too much turkey, like sometimes I do, I also would recommend the Bock, which is very similar to a Dunkel. It has these like toffee, caramely flavors, but it's a little lighter than your typical stout, but it still elevates a lot of the pastry dishes, anything with bread. It also goes really well with the rolls. So I would recommend this with like more, like if you're going more in the sweet direction, and I would recommend this more if you're going in the more carbs direction. But yeah, this is my lineup for Thanksgiving. I'll leave it up on the screen for a second just so you can take a screenshot or whatever. And yeah, I know there's a lot of other dishes that I did not cover, and if you have a specific dish that you want me to pair a beer with, please leave it down in the comments. I'll respond to you and we'll get you all straightened out. But yeah, there is so many different options that I feel like this kind of encapsulates a lot of what type of food you're gonna be eating with like the turkey and the brown ale, the Kölsch, the golden ale, and the IPA for your sides, and then finishing off with a dessert with your stouts, chocolate stout, breakfast stout, any of those, and the Bock. Really, trying these beers is gonna give you an amazing experience, and you'll have a lot to be grateful for this Thanksgiving.